Welcome to Last Night, your official sci-fi recap show. The Sci-Fi Channel is going through a bit of a rough transition on its powerful Monday lineup. They have gone from 3 shows to, at least for the moment, 1. But that one show was enough to carry the whole evening for me. Joining me to talk about the exciting premiere of Defiance is Interstellar Explorer Captain Jack Thorson. Welcome back, Captain.
It's good to be back.
You encounter a lot of different alien species in your travels. How do the aliens in Defiance rank?
Well, there's quite a bit of competition, of course, but I think the ones we saw last night were a good start. The Defiance, of whom the main character Iris is one, seem to be the most compatible with Earth life. They're naturalists, warriors, and apparently very good singers. Kind of like Klingons in that sense.
Iris and Nolan have a very interesting dynamic. Everyone automatically thinks they should be at each other's throats, that Nolan captured her or something. But he actually saved her and adopted her.
Well, we don't know the whole story just yet. Obviously he's her adoptive father, but she made some comment about him killing her parents. I lost my own father, and I can hardly imagine bonding like that with someone responsible for his death.
Obviously things are a bit more complicated in the world of Defiance than some people think. Honestly, I don't know how someone can look at an Earth that has about a dozen different races living on it and not think there's potential for serious drama.
Good first impressions are the hardest to make, especially in sci-fi. We challenge people to think, to push the boundaries of quality entertainment, to use it to examine old ideas in new ways. The problem with that approach is people become almost defiant in their expectations. Any disappointment is blown out of proportion, and almost no second chances are given.
I hardly think it's as bad as that. It's not like the whole of geek culture has written off Defiance after one episode.
Perhaps not, but they are being a bit more harsh than they need to be for a series premiere.
We're all a bit more harsh than we need to be. But I think most of it is false bluster, trying to keep the show on its toes, letting the Sci-Fi Network in particular know they expect more.
Now that I can agree with.
Let's talk a bit more about the plot of last night's premiere. It was sort of like an onion plot. You peel back the layers of one plot, and you find there's another layer just beneath it, repeating over and over throughout the episode. It started with a father-daughter team of salvage experts traveling through a post-apocalyptic setting. Then it becomes a Western-style story when the ex-soldier enters the frontier town and helps solve a murder after the sheriff dies. Then you have a survivalist narrative when it's revealed the death he's investigating is linked to an invasion by one of the alien species.
It's funny you should call it an onion plot, because a very vocal minority thinks that form of storytelling stinks. It's difficult to let the story unfold in that manner since you risk feeling disjointed and rushed, moving from one plot point to another.
That's a good point. But the question of how well it worked is still a matter of perspective. And when we saw the final layer, final for now at least, it shows this won't be just another post-apocalypse Western. It has a touch of worldwide conspiracy to it as well.
I don't know about worldwide, but it certainly implied the invasion at the climax of the episode was more than your basic kill crush destroy invasion.
No doubt about it. Let's talk some more about the characters. We talked about the main pair Nolan and Iris a little bit, the human ex-soldier who, for some reason, adopts an alien girl who would normally despise humans, and who becomes the new sheriff after the old sheriff died and helped the town defend itself. Now let's talk a bit about the interim mayor of the town of Defiance, Amanda Rosewater, the stand-in leader who is faced with murder and invasion in her first week on the job.
In the service, especially in wartime, a leader must be ready to step up in case his or her superiors become unavailable for whatever reason. That situation often means the new leader will face a serious challenge almost immediately.
What goes through your mind at a time like that?
The first priority, of course, is letting people know you're in charge. The last thing you need in an emergency is a power struggle or a lack of support from the people you need to lead.
Of course.
The second priority is you yourself need to be clear about your responsibilities. You have a duty to the people you lead, to protect them and to complete whatever mission is at hand. As a soldier, You often already know what your mission is, but if you're a civilian leader like a mayor, you sometimes need to create your own mission. Last night, the mayor had to make a choice between fight or flight. She obviously chose fight.
Do you think she made the right decision?
It's easy to say in hindsight that she did, considering how things worked out. From a tactical standpoint, she had no real chance and she knew it. If Nolan hadn't returned, and brought the terrasphere with him, then the whole town of Defiance would have been wiped off the map.
I think everyone in Defiance knew that was the likely outcome. But it was their home, their sanctuary. And a wise man once said, one free man defending his home is worth more than 10 hired soldiers.
Robin Hood said that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Just checking.
In any case, I enjoyed the premiere of Defiance and look forward to seeing much more from it in the future. Thank you for joining me again, Captain Jack.
My pleasure.
And thank all of you for watching last night.